In Nashville, the rules are hammered into your head with a steel blade. They're just wailed onto you. Every time you submit a song to a critiquing service, an NSAI, ASCAP, whoever it is out there pitching songs to publishers, they will critique you to death on the rules of songwriting. And some guys get locked into that where it's like, well, it has to do this and it has to do that and it has to do this. And that's great if you want to be part of the machine. But the guys that we all worship in music, we're all guys that broke those rules. So
right, exactly.
Like, how do you give somebody sound advice? It's like, yeah, learn the rules, but then you have to really break them to,
right. And like you said, I guess it depends a little bit on what game you're playing. If you're trying to play that Nashville game, it's like being in any professional game. You have to play by the rules. I am curious, like genuinely curious. You're kind of in the thick of it. Nashville's got these rules. What are some of the rules you're hearing the strongest? It doesn't even matter if we agree or disagree with them, but Nashville's saying, for example, the song needs to what are some of those rules in Nashville, do you think?
Sure. I mean, well, there's the basics, right? So the basic framework of a song has been relatively unchanged for a long time. You pretty much have to do a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. Like there's a little bit of bend in that, but that's relatively how every song has to go. So you're already constrained in format.
Yeah.
You're constrained in time. I don't really see people liking songs that are too much beyond 3 minutes. So you got to kind of land there. And unfortunately, at least in pop country music, there is a certain set of topics that are acceptable and that are unacceptable. And so you got to kind of live within that too. So, and it's redundant. I mean, I think anybody down here will tell you, like, we're so sick of what we hear on the radio, but it seems to be what they keep cranking out. And there's a certain part of the population that wants that. And so if you're playing to that, you have to write those kind of songs. And then every once in a while, a song comes through like Humble and Kind that Tim McGraw did that doesn't follow a single rule and is one of the most beautiful songs written in the past 10 years or however long ago that was. Right. So, if you want to be if you want to be part of the machine that's having success and make a career in music, follow those rules. If you want to take that moonshot at being an artist, break them.
I remember sitting in a writing session with Stephen Allen Davis in Nashville, and he basically was talking about the do's and don'ts in Nashville. And he said, they will tell you, do not submit me a song about trucks. We don't want another song about trucks. If we hear one more song about trucks, we are never talking to you again. Do not send me a song about trucks. But then they'll release a song about trucks.
Sure.
That somebody else wrote. So what he told me is, again, learning the rules and then breaking the rules. You can't write a song about trucks until you have a hit. Yeah. And then you write whatever song you write next, they're going to be like, well, that song about trucks is great. That's a hit. Let's release it. Whereas the guy that comes to Nashville is not going to get away with that.
For sure. And the key is too, if you're going to write to those cliches, you better be the best guy or girl in Nashville writing that cliched song. There's no room for the second best cliched song. You have to be the best. And like, that's another difficult mountain to climb. That's as difficult as being like a unique artist. Right. It's like, well, how am I going to be the guy that writes the song about the truck that is better than every other? And trust me, there's 10,000 dudes right now in bedrooms writing songs about trucks because they think that's going to get them successful. You got to beat all them and everything that's come before and all the pros that are signed to deals. You have to be the best truck guy.
Yep.
It's unlikely you're going to be that guy. It's more likely you're going to be the most you can be, and no one else can even approach that. So.
Right. That's tricky.